Hello world and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome! I'm nikkirenae and today I'm starting something a little bit new on the channel by doing the intimidating TBR pile tag. A few disclaimers. So first of all, I understand with a tag you're supposed to be tagged to do it and you're supposed to tag other people. I haven't been tagged. I feel like nobody really does the tags anymore. I think some people do challenges a little bit, but not really like the fun tags and things like this, not like it was a few years, not even a few years ago. I think I started watching BookTube like 10 years ago, and that's when I started to see everybody doing the tags and the challenges, and nobody really does it anymore. And I'm sad for that, because that's what I really liked about it, about BookTube. So I was taking a serious look at my game plan for YouTube moving forward because I've been trying really hard to figure out a way to do it in a way that is sustainable for me because I love doing this. It's so much fun, but I suck. I suck, right? So I thought it would be so ridiculously fun if I would start doing the challenges and tags again. So I literally put them all, not all, but I put a lot of them on my Notion database. So I have it all set up in my Notion database for scheduling all of my content, and I went through and every every tag or challenge I have the prompts on there, so I'm ready to go whenever I just have the time to be able to sit down and really quickly do these, and I think it's gonna be such a fun addition to the channel. Anyway, let's get started with the intimidating TBR pile tag. Also, why I chose to do this tag first in my new idea for stuff for moving forward. My TBR is huge. If you don't know, it's so bad. These books behind me, I haven't read most of them. Yeah, if you don't know, I own over 700 books, and I think I've read approximately 250 to 300, perhaps, in that range. Yeah. Number 1 is Stalled TBR, a book on your TBR pile that you haven't finished. I mean, there's a lot. What am I in the middle of that I've been in the middle of for a really long time now? I think, wait. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I started this book on September 1st, I think, somewhere in September, and it is almost the end of October now. So I'm going to do this for Stalled TBR. A book on your TBR pile that you haven't finished. I have not finished it, and in fact I haven't picked it up since the first time I started it, and I'm currently on chapter 3, and it's been over a month since I started it. So, number 2 is No Time, a book you just haven't had the time to read. I'm gonna go behind me again, because I have all the books that I'm currently reading there. So this time I'm going to do Supergods by Morrison. I just started this book and I wanted to start it a really long time ago, basically when I got it, which I think was also in September. So I really wanted to start it much earlier than I have, and I just started it yesterday and I'm on page 12. So, No Time, a book you haven't had time to read. Number 3 is Sequel, a book you haven't read because it's a sequel. I'm going to go with a book that I'm also currently reading, The Witch Hunt by Sasha Peyton Smith. It is a sequel. I've wanted to read it so many times, and I have not because it is a sequel. It's also the second and last of a duology. I've talked about it many times now in the past month for sure. I just reread the first book, which was The Witch Haven, and because of that, I have finally started this book. However, I have only really read it, I think I've only been in it actually actively reading one day, but I am farther than Children of Blood and Bone and Supergods because this is at page 31. 4 is Brand New, a book you haven't read because it's brand new. Let's do Rush Week by Michelle Brandon. I just got this from Walmart, apparently. I forgot, but this was one of the books that I just got at the beginning of the semester. If you don't know, my birthday is at the beginning of the school semester every year, and so I tend to go a little bit overboard on the books that I'm getting for myself because, one, it's the beginning of a new school year, and I need something to help make me feel better about going back to school and waking up early a lot again, and 2, I need to give myself some gifts because it is my birthday. That is almost half the prompts. There's only 9, so I wonder if I can get all of the books to be from the stacks behind me. I wonder. I feel like that would be kind of funny. 5 is Author Doubt. Oh my god. 5 is Author Doubt, a book by an author you read before but didn't really like. Huh. I don't know that I've necessarily had this problem, have I? Wait. Actually, I think I have a good one, and I think it's also behind me. Yes. It is. Okay. I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I recently read Daisy Jones and the Six for my summer reading vlog, and I didn't really appreciate it. I didn't really like it. I appreciated it, but I didn't really like it. I didn't like the direction that she went with it, but I understand why. I didn't like the direction that she went with it, but I understand why. And I still want to try and read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo at some point. These are the only 2 books, I believe, by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I have. So I'm still hopeful because I've seen such good things, and a lot of people whose opinion I trust have read this and really liked it. 6 is Not in the Mood, a book on your TBR pile that you're just not in the mood to read. You know what would have been so funny? I'm realizing this now. This video is going to be short. I'm trying to figure out ways to ramble, right? But I'm realizing I had thought about picking 2 books for each prompt to make the video longer. I'm not going back now. I'm gonna continue. Yep, is this the last one? No. Yes, that's the last one, but that's not the one that I'm trying to get. So, I'm going to pick Head Over Heels by Holly Smale. If you don't know, I recently have been reading the Geek Girl series, and I've read... Wait a minute. Which one of these is the next book? No, that was right. But then I thought... So this is the 4th, that's the 5th. Why do I not have the 6th book here? That's so weird. Anyway, sorry. Let me fix that. I'm choosing All That Glitters by Holly Smale. This is the 4th book of the Geek Girl series. If you don't know, I watched and absolutely loved the Netflix adaptation, which recently, just at the beginning of the summer, got renewed for a 2nd season. Yay. And I spent a decent amount of the summer reading the first 3 books because I liked it so much, so I got the entire series. So this is what I'm choosing for Not in the Mood because it is an older YA, older contemporary YA series, so it reads quite juvenile sometimes, and I have just not been in the mood for this lately. I feel like I might be getting in the mood though because I'm in the throes of college reading, and if you don't know, we are definitely not reading anything that is fun and easy like a Geek Girl book. 7 is Big and Intimidating, a book on your TBR pile that you haven't read because it's enormous. Ooh, I have so many options for this, and I don't think any of the options that I would naturally gravitate to are here. But like, I have Kingdom of Ash, but that's not here because I don't have Throne of Glass here. What's the big one that everybody knows about? What is the big one? Oh, I have so many books that are actually 900 plus pages. Okay, so like I said, Kingdom of Ash, there's Queen of Air and Darkness, that doesn't feel quite right. The entire Throne of Glass, nope. Game of Thrones series, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. That's not what I was looking for. What was the book that I was looking for? The Priory of the Orange Tree. That's what I was looking for, actually. So, what is a book, though, that is here that I actually have not read because it's so big? Out of all these books, I think The Priory of the Orange Tree is definitely the one that I would choose. A lot of these books I have actually either already read or are sequels, so I haven't gotten to them. Or, in the case of Game of Thrones, it's the entire series. In the case of Big and Intimidating, a book on my TBR pile that I haven't read because it's enormous, I'm going to go with The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I promise I have, but it's not in my dorm. It is in fact home. Number 8, the penultimate prompt, I guess, is Cover By, a book on your TBR that you bought because of the cover. I have a lot. I judge based on covers all of the time. I have one cover that I think of so often because I like it, and I definitely got it for the cover specifically. I got the book for the cover, but I've read that one, so it's not actually on my it's on my channel TBR, but it's not on my personal TBR. So I had an idea for a second, but I think the book that I was thinking about for a moment there, I actually got not because of the cover, but because of the edges. Oh, you know, I do not want to try and get into there. Hold, please. Okay, I went over to my shelf on my desk that is specifically not like all of the books with special edges, but specifically for books with special edges, because I know for a fact that all the books with the special edges, I at least like the covers, but I mostly love the covers. So I went with The Last Dragon by Julie and Brad Riew? I'm so sorry. I think if I remember right, weren't these the siblings that wrote the book together? Because I think that is adorable. Yes! Brad co-wrote The Last Tiger with his younger sister, Julie. So I think that's going to be such a fun element whenever I get to this book. And the cover. The cover, I think it is so ridiculously beautiful. And it goes all the way around. It's so pretty. There are edges. Okay, let me just give where due is needed. And then we have end pages and a design on the naked hardcover itself. All around, this is just such a beautiful book. A beautiful edition of the book. I really honestly think that whenever there's like a regular edition that's not all the bells and whistles, it will still be just as beautiful. Okay, and then we are on to prompt 9. That's it. That's the end. That's so crazy. Currently the clip is 20 minutes and 45 seconds. 9 is Scariest TBR, the book on your TBR that you find the most intimidating. Ooh, I have an answer. I think I have a few answers. Maybe this is the one that I'll do a few different books, because there are a lot of books on my TBR that I am very intimidated by. Let me see if there's any here that I could actually... Hold, please. Okay, I have a few books here. Let me just take a gander back here. There is a book back here. I'm not about to grab it though. Okay. Let's start with the books that I'm not going to hold up. I have a few, so I'm excited for this one now. Maybe I'll do this again next year, and I'll do it again at the end where I do a few different books and then just one for everything else. So first of all, any book that is the sequel or the last book in a series intimidates me. I genuinely have this idea for a video where I go through and I show you all of the series. Well, this is an idea for 2 videos where I do one and I go through and I show you all of the series where I have read only the first book because I liked it and I was intimidated to keep going. Like too intimidated to keep going. And then the second idea was a video where I show you all the books I've read, all the series I've read, every book except for the last book, because it's a lot for both and it's ridiculous. So sequels and last in a series, first of all. Second, the book that is not in my dorm currently that is very intimidating, Fourth Wing. I've heard such good things and I'm scared. I know my sister likes it. We have similar tastes sometimes and sometimes we don't. So I'm scared. I would love to love it. I would love to love everything that I read. And to a degree I do. I'm very easily entertained, but I'm very critical. So take that as you will. And then I have... Can you see this? Yes. Okay. This is Heartstopper, Volume 1. God, I keep doing Chloe Walsh. To be fair, Chloe Walsh, Binding 13, also Intimidated. So I guess these two, Heartstopper Volume 1 and Chloe Walsh's, who is that by? Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman and Binding 13, the first book in the, what is this called? I don't remember what it's called. The Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. I'm intimidated by these two for different reasons. For a little while I thought, so I am straight, and I thought that if I read something that was not the same orientation as me, I would dislike it, and I didn't want to dislike it for that reason. I have since read a few books that are different from me, and I did like them, so I think I'm fine with that. But otherwise, everybody really likes Heartstopper, so I just want to like it. And then for Chloe Walsh, for Binding 13, I think I'm going to like it, but I think I've heard good things and bad things. Good things in general, bad things about writing. So I think it will be that case where I will be easily entertained, but I will be hard critically. And then, can you see this? Yes! Great. This is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. It is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. I am intimidated, like I said, by sequels, but this one is different, specifically because I have read City of Bones 2 times, and each time I have tried to go into City of Ashes and gotten bored, and I'm so sad for that. I really want to read the books and at least like some of them. There are so many books, naturally. I don't have all of them here because there are so many, but I really want to like them and appreciate them for various reasons, partially because there are so many books and that's a lot of money. So a part of me really always wants to read a book and like it because I just spent money on that, but also I just want to like it. I just want to like everything. I just want to like it. So eventually I will try again. Whenever that happens, I don't know. It's probably going to be whenever I pull the book from the TBR jar. Okay, now we are going to get into the physical books that I will actually hold up because they were easy to grab. So first I have Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. I don't even know what this is about. I'm intimidated, and I have it specifically because I've seen such good things and so many people have read it and loved it. I think including my sister has read it, and I just want to like it. But I have it, and I also have it because I had a book of the month. What is that? Oh, it's almost giving Dark Caraval. Watch me be so wrong, and everybody watching is like, girl, I think I'm gonna like it, but I'm just intimidated because I've seen so many people like it and so many people have read it already, and a lot of times when that happens, that's also intimidating because people have already read it and set the precedent. And if you, in this day and age, if you read a book that has already been read widely and loved widely and you don't like it, that is so taboo, that is so scary because people will come for you. The Akatar people, I read that book before TikTok was a thing. I read all the books except for any outside of the original trilogy before TikTok was a thing, and now it is one of the, if not the most popular series and book like ever on social media and outside. Like everybody knows what it is, and that is so intimidating. If I had not read it before the TikTok social media storm happened, I don't know that I would have read it now, which is also a reason why I haven't read Fourth Wing yet. I heard about it and I bought it before it got popular, and then it did. Intimidated because of the hype, basically. Next, oh, I'm so excited for this book. This is going to probably seem a little bit out of character for me, and there's a backstory, and I'm so excited. Okay, I have Hooky. This is volume 1. This is by Míriam Bonastre. I know Spanish, okay? Jesus. So this is volume 1. There are 3. I think it's just 3. If you don't know, this is a graphic novel, and I believe it started on Webtoon. If you don't know, Webtoon is an app where you can read graphic novels. It's sort of like Wattpad in that the stories are made by regular people. However, You get a new episode at the very least once a week, and it is such a good time over there. There are so many good stories, including Hooky. So this is the first series by this author. However, I learned about this author through Marionetta, and I love that webtoon so much. I found it at such a good time when they were just starting season 2, so I got to binge all of season 1 and then start into season 2 immediately, and then season 2 ended and now I'm stuck. So I actually did start Hooky a little bit, and then I don't remember why I stopped reading it, but I did read a little bit of the beginning, and I'm intimidated by it specifically because I read and loved Marionetta, and I started this and then stopped. So I'm intimidated for that. I really want to like it. It's like the opposite of author doubt. This isn't a book by an author that I've read previously that I disliked. This is a book by an author I read previously that I adored. So I am intimidated for that. The last book I'm terrified of for a few reasons. It is Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Susanne Valenti. This is the first book of Zodiac Academy, and I'm intimidated for a few reasons. First of all, she's thick. Second of all, she's huge. This is bigger than my head. What the heck? How many pages are you? Oh my gosh, it's 400? It's nearly 500 pages. To be fair, it seems like the font is quite big, and I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. My sister has read it and I believe she liked it, but she predicts that I will not like it. Sometimes she's right about that, sometimes she's not. For example, I have the Devil's Night series here, and I only have the first 3 because I have read Corrupt and my grandma was borrowing it. I don't know if she's even... But my sister predicted I was not going to like Corrupt, and I did. Actually. So it's a mix of just the size, the first of the series, the actual content about it, because I've been told that it has some tropes and elements that I don't personally usually like, and then also just my sister's input. So I am intimidated. Yep. And that is the last book, which means that's the end of the video already. This is weird. I normally have such a hard time keeping my videos under an hour, and the filming time is barely 30 minutes. What? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I guess if you enjoyed, subscribe, I guess. I'm hoping to keep doing these. I guess a sneak peek for you of what I'm hoping my schedule will look like moving forward is a reading vlog every Saturday, and then just an extra fun video, whether that be discussions, tags, challenges, reading journal, or just another reading vlog every other Tuesday, just so that it ends up being a little bit more than normal. But of course, like we've gone over many times, I'm not very good at getting stuff out, so I'm tentative about this new schedule, but I'm excited to at least try. And the fact that I've recorded this already, I filmed this already, I think it says a lot. I'm also trying to get more videos out to get more subscribers so that I can get paid, so I have enough money to go get my hair cut. Would it be better? Look, it's not even gonna sit. Oh, it did sit better over there. Fuck. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Te aprecio mucho y mi corazón es tuyo para siempre. Adios.